Alright guys, welcome back. Another episode of the Patreon Dynasty. We're in the off season. Actually had a couple of people swap. We ended up dropping Miami and Illinois. Just no longer part of the Patreon Dynasty. So I had to let them go. Thanks guys for being a part of it for as long as you could. Illinois for sure being the number one guy to start this whole thing up. It's been a blast. I mean, I know the guys that are in it now are having a blast with it. And I completely understand. So I guess the way to say it would be thank you for all the dedication and the hard work, and good luck with whatever your endeavors you're doing, man. If you ever want to join back in, we have 5 more open slots, so there you go. So everybody stayed and we got a new guy, Virginia Land Shark BRZ. He's got a podcast to go over college football, so if you're interested in that, go check it out. The URL is at the end of the video, and I should put it in the description. If I don't, remind me and I will, but it should be there. But we're to recruiting, man. We're in the off season. I already got to this point, this stage in the game. I'll show you my recruiting board. I mean, I got 14 scholarships available, hopefully, and I'm hoping Virginia will get the Coach XP. I hope that's not still glitched. I'm going after this strong safety, because look at this dude. Look at the speed, acceleration, agility, pursuit, tackle, hit power, play recognition, not so much, but the dude's going to be a heavy hitter and he's going to run you down. He's pretty good press, pretty good zone, so he's going to come up, good block shedding, solid dude. And this guard, this will make my third guard, but I think I have a good shot to get him between him and the safety probably. The safety's along the same lines, just not quite as good, but there's a lot of guys that I would like to get. But I mean, compared to my team that I've already got, I got a lot of offensive players. A lot. And then a couple of defensive players that are weaker. But I'm trying to improve my line. At least that's my plan. So we're going to advance it into signing day, see how everybody ended up, and we'll be right back. Alright, let's get done with the advance. We are at signing day now. I got 3 people. It says I got a running back, even though I'm pretty sure it was an athlete. I didn't even put any points on him, so heck yeah, dude. A 76 overall. Matt Carpenter. He is the athlete. I think he's the running back. I can't see any of his stats, but pretty sure he's the running back. Didn't get this other athlete. Got my middle linebacker, outside linebacker. Got my free safety and my guard. Both of the guys I wanted. Yes. Yes, sir. I didn't get the tackle. That's fine. Strong safety. I know me and Texas A&M were battling out all season. And Michigan State sneaks in and gets the athlete JUCO. But we have a stacked freaking recruiting class, man. I'll be surprised if we're not in the top 10. Let's see. Top class is not in the top 10. We're in the top 20 barely. We are number 20. Wow. Texas A&M has a good recruiting class. 3 5-stars. Dang, dude. You got athlete, quarterback, defensive end. Got a lot of defensive ends. Dude going to rush like mad. Got another quarterback. I don't know what he needs a quarterback for. I think he's got like a freshman or sophomore. Dude's going to be solid. I mean, he's going to be set. Doesn't have to worry about nothing. Miami was another user, but like I said, was it Miami? Pretty sure it was. Pretty sure it was Miami. I won't say it was Miami. Had to drop him because he's no longer part of the Patreon. UCLA had a pretty good class. A lot of athletes. It got a lot of offense at the top. So his powerhouse is going to be offense, and then 3 stars and lower is going to be defense. Myself, like I said, I was pretty happy with my class, man. I didn't get any 5 stars, but I got a lot of offensive help, which is what I needed, and a lot of gems, stuff like that. Got some linebackers, some corners, defensive ends. I guess like all over the field, man. Running backs, quarterbacks, halfbacks, which is our running backs, fullbacks. I was lump all the different type of backs in. Illinois was a user. He also had a pretty good recruiting class. Let's see, who else? Utah. There we go. Utah, Michigan State, Cal. Utah ended up getting a pretty good group. A lot of athletes as well. Short athletes. He went all short. Just all his guys, a guard and a wide receiver. Man, he doesn't. He's going for speed, man. He doesn't want size. He wants speed. Michigan State, a lot of offensive powerhouse as well. Look at that offensive line. Look, you got 4. You pretty much got his whole offensive line recruited right there. Dang, dude. I need your tips, Merk. How'd he do? Pretty good. Pretty all around. A lot of defense, middle of the road defense. So like ends, linebackers, stuff like that. And then Virginia joined late. He said he didn't have any scholarships left. He couldn't do anything on his. The computer had already maxed out everything. So unfortunately, he didn't get a recruit at all. Didn't get to add any points to anybody. So this is what the computer gave him, which isn't too bad, but it's unfortunate. So hopefully going into the next season, he'll be able to fully recruit. He's the ACC. I think he's a lone guy in the ACC. I'm pretty sure we're all kind of split up, except for myself and Texas A&M. And Big Ten, a couple in the Pac-12. Yeah, SEC, ACC. We got 3 in the Pac-12 and the Big Ten. There we go. So that's it. We are done with this part. We're going to advance to the next stage, which is position changes, training results. So we'll be back with training results so you could see how everybody's team improved. And then after that, we'll be done, man, on the preseason and ready to roll. But as of right now, we're going to advance to position changes. I'm just going to back out and go back to it. And we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back at the training results. There's a lot of people online ready to get to the cut players, but the guys that didn't get to see their teams, let's check out and see how everybody did result-wise. I moved up quite a bit. I mean, 5s across the board. I'm happy with that. So a couple of 6s, but not a whole lot in the 90s. A lot in the 80s, the upper 80s. I'm going to try to go slower for everybody else's teams. But I think that's pretty good, man. I even got a couple of freshmen coming in that are high 70s anyways, so it's gonna work out pretty good in my favor, and I'm kind of excited about that. I mean, right now my lowest guy's a 74 on my team, and I'll probably end up cutting some of those guys. I think that's pretty daggum good. Check out Cal, see old Merk, see what he's got going on over there. His are mid to lower 80s, which isn't bad. I mean, it's great. It's like it's whatever works. Hard hitting cornerback right there, Coleman. A lot in the 80s, like half of his team is in the 80s, so that's what you want. Means you got caliber players, a +7 center, and it's just going to translate over into to victories. And his lowest guy's 75, so he's got a pretty solid all-around team set up right there. Dang, a 99 right tackle. Ouch, that's going to be brutal. The offensive line is legit over at Michigan State. Golly. A couple of running backs at the 87s, another one at 86, so the running backs going to be real good too. He's got a stacked team, man. You gotta watch out for him. I think he was one of the other undefeated teams. I think it was the Italian, Texas A&M. So Utah, Texas A&M, Michigan State. I'm fairly positive with the undefeated teams. We got a new guy, lilshef. I think it's pretty cool. His name's Chef. He joined us Texas, and he is requested to play Texas A&M right off the bat. They've been smack talking in the chat. I mean, not really, but Texas A&M was wanting to play Texas anyway, so it worked out pretty good. So I'm anxious to see that, and I'll try to schedule as many user games as possible for these guys. The teams that went undefeated last year for dang sure are getting scheduled. It's because I want them to have a little bit of challenge. I mean, if you're going to go undefeated and play a whole bunch of users and stuff, and we have 3 undefeated teams playing in the bowl season, something's not right. So I want to see if I can make some adjustments there and make it happen to where preferably no undefeated teams, maybe 1. But just to give it a little bit more competition there, maybe 1 or 2 instead of 3. But that's the plan. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're shooting for. I actually have another guy that's looking to join at this point in the advance cycle in the video. Maybe at the next stage I'll have him in here. But looking forward to it, man. I mean, I did lose a couple of guys that helped start this thing off, and I appreciate their support. But we got a couple other guys that are anxious to get in here and play. I mean, they're looking forward to it. I know I'll get to his team, Virginia. I forgot his name for a second, but it's him and his buddies. I mean, that's 2 guys right there. It's like just happen to come across it and are anxious to play, like buying a 360 just to get into the game, or getting a 360 from a friend. I think that's really cool that this game is still that active. I mean, one of my buddies called up the local game store, and they were like, well, how much do you have it for used? And they were like, $40. I'm like, $40 for a used copy of this game? That's insanity, man. But it is the last NCAA game to come out, or EA Sports NCAA game. By the time this video comes out, the old IMV gaming game, their Kickstarter should be starting up, so make sure you go check out their Twitter and see what you could do to pledge over there to get that game rolling. I think it's called Gridiron Champions. It was Gridiron something, so make sure you go check those guys out. if you're anxious for a new college football game, I mean, right now, for that game, it's all dependent on the support they get financially. If they can get the NCAA licenses and stuff like that. Might not be initially, might not be the first game they put out, but maybe after that they can. But they're looking for ways to do it, and they have been the most proactive out of all the options that we've ever seen since NCAA stopped. So, I mean, you got to look at those guys as at least willing to take the risk and take the step to do it, which a lot of people aren't. But anyways, that's the training results for everybody that's in the Dynasty currently. Like I said, all these guys are ready to roll, ready to move along. So welcome lilshef and lilshef to the Dynasty. I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys play. We're going to advance to the next stage. Whenever you guys see me next, we will be in preseason. We are done. We won't show cut players or anything like that, but that's the plan. That's where we're shooting for. That's where we're going to be at. So see you guys in a second. All right, guys, we are in the preseason, baby. Yes, sir. Look and see. We got 9 people now. Look at that. We got lilshef. No relation to me, but hey, I like the name. I'm not going to lie. This dude's also putting up YouTube videos. Link's going to be down in the description. Make sure you go check his out. If you want to see some other gameplay besides myself, Merk the Italian, any of these other guys that do it, their links will always be in the description because these guys are awesome. So make sure you go check them out, show them some love, and give them some feedback. I mean, it never hurts to just say your opinion. I mean, that's how I got started. People told me to not be so Texan. And look at me now. I sound like a hick. That's a joke. I don't, but I do. All right, and then we have Landshark. I think I mentioned him last time. We got Pricey Steak. He also joined. Him and Landshark are actually friends, and found out about it. Wanted to join in, so booyah! There you go. All Italian, of course. Everybody's ready. We were actually on this stage for like a day. And if I had been around my Xbox and been able to advance, I could have early, which is crazy. I will show my recruiting this season because I figure we'll be that far ahead where it's not going to matter. If people want to steal my recruits from watching my videos, that's cool, dude. It's whatever. This recruiting class is legit. A lot of good players. Very anxious to see that. I'm not going to show my red shirt or my depth chart yet. I'll do that next week because I have a bye week the first week, as you will see when I show the schedules. So I'll wait on that. So there you go. Custom schedules. I went ahead and updated some of these. I actually scheduled a lot of user games, and some people requested, some people didn't. I have a bye week 1, and then conference conference game week 2. Boom, right off the bat. I play Marshall, Texas A&M, and Cal. I play Merk week 13. I try to give almost everybody a game towards the end of the season just to potentially ruin somebody's season. I mean, my season is going to be over already, but I still have Texas State. I'm not playing Texas State. I didn't know they were there. I'll play Florida State. Help myself out a little bit. I'll play all of Florida teams. Not really. So that's my schedule. Merk over at California. He's playing Michigan State neutral site game. I try to give the early games neutral site. And he's also got UCLA as a rivalry, and then myself and the Italian for the conference championship if he makes it, or if he doesn't, then he doesn't get a chance to play him. Marshall, he wanted to play Virginia. That was the one guy for sure he wanted to play, and then he said pretty much any available game he would like against the user. So I gave him myself and then Texas A&M down there, and I gave him Ohio. I left that one there currently just because it's a rivalry game, and give him a game under his belt before he plays a user. I try to do that with everybody. Keep it fair, except for Michigan State. Michigan State and Texas A&M. Texas A&M wanted to play in week 1. It was in our little chat. I pinned it. I saved it. He said, week 1, neutral site game, MetLife Stadium. Booyah. There you go. Battle of the undefeateds. They have not lost in a year. They both were undefeated last year, so somebody's going to get their first loss of their career. And then they play Utah, play the Italian. He has also not lost. So a lot of potential, but he's got a lot of room to cover if he does lose. I mean, he doesn't have a user after week 4. So if he does lose, he can bounce back real quick. I don't see a lot of people losing. I mean, it might happen. I'm going to lose. I know I'm going to lose. It's just a matter of time. But it is what it is. Texas, same there. Some of these guys, I didn't have much to do with their schedule, man. Not really a lot I could do with it. Gave him UCLA, Virginia, and Texas A&M. He requested Texas A&M wanted to play Texas. And then Luke joined us Texas, and he's like, I want to play Texas A&M. So it worked out great. That rivalry renewed. He said it was supposed to be an A&M this year. So booyah, there you go. A&M it is. Texas A&M, probably not happy with me. He thinks I'm mad at him, but he's got a lot of user games. He's got more than I do. But Michigan State and Texas A&M, they requested to play. Plays me in conference. Can adjust that. Marshall I gave him the Italian also because I said the three undefeated teams were going to play. And then Texas. It just so happened to be he's got a lot of user games. Look at this. Marshall, a user. Number 6, Utah, a user. Number 2, Alabama. And then Texas, a user. So his end of the season is going to be freaking brutal. But I think he can handle it. I think he can handle as much smack talking he's been putting up there. I think he can handle it. UCLA gave him TCU and Miami to start the season because no other users were available. I'm not going to give a user game week 1. That's just not right. He plays Cal and Utah, and that's about it. That's all I could do, really. So and Texas. I gave him Texas as well, so not really a whole lot there. Utah, gave him Utah State because it's a rivalry game, but most of his games are towards the end of the season. Michigan State, UCLA, Texas A&M, and then Virginia. I gave him BYU to start the season. He said he didn't want a user first game. He wanted a game under his belt, so gave him a tough test to a ranked BYU team. But there you go. Then Marshall, who they were requested to play each other, and then Texas as another user game there. I think he's got the least amount of user games, but it is what it is. Can't really do anything about it unless we get 10 people in. But that's it, man. We are ready to start this season. Season 2 underway. These guys are super pumped, man. We flew through the off season at a crazy speed, and they're very anxious to get down to it. So am I ready to start this season? And that's going to be it for this episode. I know my first week's a bye week, so I'm not going to go through all that. We'll do that for my episode that week. So overall, where everybody's sitting, championship contenders and all that. See where everybody's ranked to start the season, and then see how everybody did that week. So as of right now, that's going to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see y'all next time. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that supported me via Patreon. It's not required or anything like that. I don't really advertise it or anything, but as a special thank you for the people that have donated, this is just a little credit section that's going to run at the end of every video. So hope you guys enjoy, and thank you once again for the support. It means a lot to my family and I. Helps me continue to do this because this is just a part-time hobby for me, and it takes away from family time outside of my 9-to-5 job. So I appreciate it. Each and every person who watches my videos, as well as supports it, as well as the people that are supporting via Patreon, it really means a lot. So thank you.